during my week off and still waiting on the completion of the RV, we decided to head back to Florida. A 17-hour drive from Houston, of which I will not be doing again. With the nausea from chemo and riding in a car, it was miserable. They don't make enough oyster crackers to solve this dilemma. My early morning flight back to Houston for my next cycle of treatment was beautiful and uneventful. Morning, back in Houston for treatment this morning. Steve's going to be stopping at the RV center, no names yet, to find out what the status is. So hopefully we'll be able to get our home on wheels soon, so we're not staying in hotels and flying back and forth anymore. I have received many inquiries on how the RV saga actually began. To quote the late Paul Harvey, here is the rest of the story. When a dealership receives a coach on consignment, they perform a full inspection and create a PDI, pre-delivery inspection list, with all of the items needing to be fixed prior to selling. This 3-page document was sent to us via email from the salesperson we were working with and communicated to us that everything on the list had been completed or will be completed prior to pickup. We made a trip to Virginia to view the coach and noticed a couple things were still being worked on. We felt confident in the information being communicated to us from our sales rep. We made the purchase and were very excited to begin our life in Houston to alleviate the constant travel between Florida and Houston and hotel stays for my treatments. We made arrangements for Steve to drive to Virginia to pick up the coach 2 weeks after the purchase. Upon arrival, per my original video, the coach was not ready to go. Come to find out, after speaking with the manager of the dealership, the 3-page list we were given were suggestions to the original owner, but many she had not agreed to complete. We were under the impression $30,000 worth of updates were made to the coach, but in fact, $30,000 worth of updates still needed to be done. Upon looking at the coach, it was pristine. All of the items were behind the scenes and not visible to us until our drive from Virginia to Wisconsin and then on to Texas. The manager agreed to make the sale of the coach right. They had already paid off the consignment party, so the responsibility now falls on the dealership to complete the list of repairs. As mentioned in the beginning of the video, Steve was going to stop by the dealership for an update while I was in Houston for treatment. The gentleman in charge of overseeing the repairs on our coach was very welcoming and took Steve directly to the RV to go over everything that had been completed. All but 2 of the items on the list are completed at this point. They will complete one of the items prior to this coming Saturday, when we will be able to occupy the coach for a couple days in their campground to check things over prior to moving the coach to Houston. They also did some things above and beyond that were not listed on the original list. We are confident the coach will be in pristine condition from top to bottom, inside and out, when the dealership in Dallas is finished with it. The only item left is the replacement of the LED lights. Upon the receipt of the lights, we will bring the coach back up for installation. We have waited for 2 months for this process to be complete. It has been a struggle. Romans 8:28 says, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose." We may not understand His timing, but God's timing is perfect. In hindsight, I'm really happy we were not stuck in Houston in an RV with a snowstorm a couple weeks ago. They don't even sell shovels in Texas. Now you know the rest of the story. Thank you for coming along on my journey and your continued prayers and support. Tune in next week when we get to set up our highly anticipated home away from home on wheels in Houston.